weapon, man. Unless the Most High sees your shame and he catches you naked, man. Because these scriptures is your clothing, man. Alright? Getting back into the scriptures, man. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations thereof shall be smitten with plagues, and that's the punishment the Most High shall bring upon it. Alright? So the punishment the Most High is going to bring upon it, like I've been saying, right, is those ICBMs, excuse me, right, coming from them different countries, man. Alright? Right, to where when you go into the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter, alright? Right, it says it's going to be left, right, as an example from generation to generation, right, showing you this is what happens when you mess with the Most High. Right, that's the future of America, man. Right, it's only gonna be left, right, as a monument to the destruction of the society, man, to the destruction of the earth as you know it right now, man. That's what it's gonna be left there for, man. With the smoke of her burning forever and ever and all of that, man. Okay? It says there, man. Right, Egypt shall mourn, the foundations of it shall be smitten, right, with plagues and the punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. Right, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hell. Right, with a fearful consolation. It says, woe to the world, and them that dwell therein, for the sword, and their destruction draweth nigh. Right, so right now we're at the precipice of the sword and your destruction drawing near. All right, and that's a damn beautiful thing, man, for you Edomites, man. Right, it's a damn beautiful thing. That's what the Most High is bringing as the future, right, for your society, man. See, what you should do, man, you should just get yourself a credit card, max it out, because you ain't gonna have to pay it back off. All right, because the society is gonna be destroyed by them, man. Right, so enjoy yourselves, enjoy the system that you've developed for yourself, man. This credit-based system that is inevitably gonna implode, man. Enjoy that, man. All right. And for you Israelites, man, you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, wherever you may be, man, now it's the time to start jiving with the Spirit of the Lord, man. Right, getting back into the Lord, getting back into the scriptures, man. Right, praying unto the Most High, because Paul said it best, man. Pray without ceasing, man. All right, you're supposed to be praying without ceasing right now. This is the time of prayer, because any slippage, man, you're going off, man. Right. We're in a spiritual battle right now. You don't want no leaven up in your system, man. You don't want to go off right now, man. All right. It says there, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for their sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hand. And it's the point I was getting at from the book of Jeremiah, the 16th chapter. And you know, excuse me, man, I go on long soliloquies, man. I can't help it. That's my spirit. All right. But this is the point I was getting on, man. Right? It's the book of 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. It says, for they shall be sedition among men. Now what's sedition? It's civil unrest. Right? When you got an Edomite rolling up into them Jake's churches, man, saying that he's gonna shoot out people and he's gonna shoot them up on a race basis, man, guess what, man? That's the beginning of sedition, man. That's the beginning of civil unrest. Okay? And that was a setup, man. And they're gonna be doing more of those kind of setups, man. All right. You got the so-called race instigated police violence and all of that. Those are all set up, man. Right? Because what they really want to do is get you Jakes going against them Edomites, so they can set up their own, so they can set up their order. So that's a disorder, man. Right? How can you be in so-called government leading the so-called people? Right, and they're fighting up against each other. You're gonna have to roll up onto them, man. And that's why you got these military men getting ready, man. They got all kind of weaponry, right? Getting prepared, right, for these so-called police people, man. So that when people rise up against each other, they can intervene, man. Right? They can get it going, man. All right. It says here, for there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. And the course, right, the path you take, right, the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So a man is gonna do whatever he wants to do in that day, which means, all right, every time you get into a state of civil unrest, you got the police and you got the so-called health people kind of picking up people and all of that, man. They ain't gonna be able to maneuver, man. It's gonna be complete disorder. All right, you're gonna have complete and utter chaos. All right, So you ain't gonna be able to have, you know, your ambulance, right, go to a sick person. One, because they ain't gonna be no, you know, people gonna be rolling up into shops. Fires is gonna be burning up all over the place. The roads are gonna be all mashed up and all of that. So you ain't gonna be able to travel any goddamn way. All right, and if you did, right, the minute you get there and you're going, there's already another person's, you know, getting ready to die or bleeding out or something like that, man. Right? Because the cause of the people's action, the course of the people's action is gonna stand in their power. They're gonna do whatever they want to do, man. They ain't gonna regard their kings or princes, man. Once they're modern day kings and princes, they call them governors, right? Presidents and prime ministers and all of that. That's their modern day powers, man. But really, their kings are so-called hidden kings, man. Right? They call them so-called the Illuminati and all that. They're just principal Edomites. They're the house of Amalek, man. That's what they are, man. They're the Garites, man. Right? The scum of the earth, man. Right? And what you would do is you scrape it off, you put it in a bin, and that's what the Most High is finna to do with this society, man. He's gonna burn it off. He's gonna put it in. It ain't ever gonna be existed again, you know. You Edomites ain't ever gonna go back in power again, man. This is the example of you being in power, man. And guess what? The nation's gonna be happy when you get taken out of power. Now look, they're gonna catch their hell, man. And we're gonna put all kind of hell upon them and thank the Most High for that. Alright, so verily they can say that the Most High is a power that judges the earth. Right, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Alright, these Edomites, these other nations, rathermore, they're gonna get theirs as well, man. But when Esau's out of power, alright, and they served their term, right, it's gonna be alright for them, because they're gonna be alright. They're gonna have their own thing, man. They can do their own thing. We're gonna tax them and all that kind of good stuff, man. Take the nice ones of their women, alright, because I ain't gonna have it to where a nice, you know, a nice untouched Edomite, Moabite, right, Ishmaelite woman's gonna be getting down with some heathen, man. I could put that with my harem, man. I could add that to my entourage, man. Alright, and deal with that a few times a year, man, because that's how it's gonna be in the kingdom. Alright, you ain't gonna have this your queen and all of that. That ain't gonna happen in the kingdom of the Most High, man. You're gonna have all kind of women, man. Alright, but those are things to come, man. First and foremost, you're gonna go through the destruction that's gonna come upon this earth, man. Right? That's what's gonna have to happen first. Alright? And it says there, for they shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. The course of their actions shall stand in their power, and a man shall desire to go into a city. So you're gonna desire to go from A to B, right? What does it say here, man? It shall not be able to. So after the point I made about you not being able to go into these different maneuvering and all of that, when you go around these cities, man, you see how you won't be able to move in the interiors, man. All right, you ain't gonna be able to drive and all this thing like that. They show you that in the movies. Okay, when you see the interior cities, the interior lanes and all of that, the so-called high streets and all of that, they show you that everything that's in them shops is gonna get thrown out onto the street and all of that, man. Right? There's gonna be cars burning on the street, so you ain't gonna be easily driving through the street with your cars and all of that. Okay, all right. But when you go into the main roads, man, right, that surround the cities, right, they were set up like that so you can get tankers around those cities, man. Right, so you can get them tanks rolling through those cities, right, around those cities, so you can easily manage people. See, it's hard to manage street by street, right? But when you go by a region and you got them big cities, them gridlock cities, man, with the road that runs around them, man, you can roll tanks around that on a 24-hour patrol 7 days a week, man. All right, and that's how they're gonna manage these people. That goes back to the scripture, and it says here, man, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to, because of the pride of their cities shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So ultimately, you're gonna be afraid. And when you go into the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter, when you see mists flying all over the sky and all of that, man, all right, you're gonna be afraid, man. You're gonna be afraid as a woman in travail, man. All right, right. It says pangs and sorrows gonna take hold of them, man. Right, so you got these big strong Edomites walking with their chest up and that, man. Look, man, history has told you that the quiet guy is usually the guy that's more in tune with the right spirit, and when death comes about, man, right, it ain't gonna bother him. But you got all of these, the vast majority of these people, these men are proud, right, and they walk with their chest all high, right. The Most High's gonna bring their pride down, and then he's gonna show them to be as weak, right, mentally as they are, man. And a lot of the time they're the worst ones when it comes to this truth, because they just can't jive with it, they just can't get down with it, man. Right? See, the Most High takes that power from your hands, right? Because it's really his power, man. See, that's what this truth is really about. It's not about your might, what you're capable of doing. It's what the Most High is willing to do for you, man. It ain't nothing hey, even the works that we do, we can't even boast in our own works, man. We can boast in Yahweh Shai, but we can't boast in our works, man. Right? Because it's the Most High that set it up for the men of the Lord to be out there, man. Right? The Most High said he could raise up the stones of the ground to be Israelites, man. And that's power, man. Alright? That's power, man. But there's instances where Yahweh Shai himself just materialized, man. No birth or anything like that. Just materialized, man. Man, that's power, man. Alright, so you can't boast of your own self, man. And that's why you have one of the biggest things within the scriptures, one of the biggest controversies the Most High has with the society is pride, man. Right? Because you got a lot of guys that think that they just raise up on their own, man. But when you go into the book of 2 Samuel, the 1st chapter and the 6th verse, is it? Yeah, I think it's about the first or 2nd chapter. I think 1 Samuel 2:26 maybe. Right? It says the Lord killeth and maketh alive. Right? The Lord raises up. Right? Right? He bringeth down to the graves and bringeth up. Man. Right? So there might be examples even. All right? When we get into just before we get into the kingdom, but hey, in fact, that's not going to be an example. That's actually going to happen. Because I was theorizing, man. Right? But then I remember the scripture, man. I remember the precept where it says the dead and Yahweh Shai is going to rise up first, man. So you got dudes that die for this truth, man. Right? Spent all their life. Right? You got examples of that, Ban Lawyer, all of that. Where they've died in this truth. Really, King, because I don't know too much about Ban Lawyer, but the elders said, I think the elders, if I remember correctly, they said he was on point. Right? But you got King David, right, which was Marshall, right? King Marshall, when he was on the scene, when he was pushing the thing, he died in this thing, right? But when the Lord comes back, he's gonna be one of the first ones to get raised up, man. All right, see, now that's the power. See, how can a man boast of that? How can that be a man's? But you can't kill yourself and bring yourself back to life, but the Lord could do it. All right, and that goes back to the point I was making. And that one of the biggest controversies that the Most High has with this society is the pride, man. People think you can just do whatever you want to do, man. All right. And that's because the wicked, the proudest of all the nations, right, the wicked Esau is in power right now. So his vibration, his powerful vibration, right, gets sent forth for all of the people, man. Right, it gets sent out for amongst the people, man. All right. Let's getting back onto
I'm walking in the grass.
Jeremiah the 16th chapter. And I was at the I was at the 4th verse. You alright there, man?
Okay.
Yeah, you believe in the scriptures? No? It's good, man. Just get a credit card, max it out, man. Alright? Because your kingdom's getting ready to be destroyed. Right? This is the book of Jeremiah, the 16th chapter on the 4th verse, and it says, "They shall die grievous deaths." It's like a dude like that who don't believe in the Most High, man. Right? You enjoy yourself. If you make it through the nuclear missiles, it's gonna be worse for you. So you might as well just max your credit card out, right? Right? And hope that you die by way of one of these hungry big jakes come to your house, right? And give you one of those quick deaths, man. Right? That's the only prayer you can make, man. Because if you make it on the if you make it on the other side, man, god damn. Alright? When we're done with you Edomites, man, you're gonna be the toughest, baddest looking ones of the heathens, man. Because we're gonna have to build you up, man. We're gonna have to build your strength up, man. Because the hurt, the damage that we want to do to you, man, your physical can't take that right now, man. We're gonna have to build you up so you'll be able to take the work that you have to put up with, man. But think about that every morning, waking up, man. Right? Not even every morning, man. Before the sun comes up, you're gonna have to wake up early, man, and start getting that work done, man. Right? Putting brick upon brick, right? Putting the mortar, building up the houses and all of that, man. The mansions and all of that, man. And you know, Jake like them intricate mansions with all that kind of setup, man. So you're gonna have to build it up, man. All right? How you are physically right now, you ain't ready for that, man. Right now, honestly, hopefully it stop raining and I ain't got no umbrella to protect the camera, so hopefully it's gonna be alright. But we keep it pushing on. Alright, for the time being. Like I was saying here, so it says here, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword, right, and by the famine, right. And that's another thing, man. I should really be getting more into that, because I can tell you all about the nuclear missiles, man. I believe the nuclear missiles is gonna be one of the instigators of the famine, because by way of the nuclear missiles, man, you're gonna have what's known as a nuclear winter. All right. Now with a nuclear winter, you ain't gonna have the sun's energy, right, growing the plants and all of that. All right. And as a result, you're gonna have famines in that, man. Right, you're gonna have all kind of famines as a result of the nuclear winter. All right, so you're gonna have to, your food trucks. See, a lot of people think that you can just, your food, where does your food come from? It ain't grown. It ain't grown. The vast majority of the food that these so-called Western countries eat, man, it ain't from these countries, man. Where it's all imported. Right, and they say you got about 2 days worth of food within your stores and all of that. So after that 2 days is gone, what's gonna happen? Exactly what it says in the book of 2nd Ezra, man. You ain't gonna regard your kings nor princes. Why? Because the cause of your actions is gonna stand in your power. Why? Because you wanna obtain that food, man. That's why it says you're gonna be destroyed. You're gonna die grievous death by way of the famine, right? So you're either gonna be hungry and dying, right? Or if you got a bit of food, you're gonna get killed for that bit of food that you got, man. All right. But the men of the Lord ain't gonna worry about that, because the scripture says, right, my servants is gonna eat. Right, so the servants of the Lord, right, the servants of Yahweh, Yahweh, the true servants, right, the true servants of Yahweh, Yahweh, they're gonna eat, man. All right, it says, my servants shall eat, but you shall starve, man. My servants shall laugh, right, but you're gonna mourn. All right, and that's a damn beautiful thing. The Most High in that instant, in that moment, is gonna flip the tables right over. All right, because really, when you understand it, when you see Esau, even the elites of these power, man, and you compare them to the elites of our power, man, just on the physical and the premise of that, man, what you read about these were great men, man. These were great warriors, man. They said King David used to kill by the 1,000, man. God damn, by the 1,000? It was bad like that, but the elites of this side, they'll stand behind the scene. You don't even know them, man. Nobody really knows who the kings of this society are, man. The real kings of this society are, man. Right? They don't really know, man. But it's them elite banking families, man. Right? That'll be drawing the puppet strings right behind the scene. Okay? It says, and their carcasses shall be the meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth. All right? So you'll just be dying on the street, because if you die in your house, how the birds gonna go up into them, man? Oh, but really the beasts, the dogs, right? Them wild dogs and the wild animals can roll up in there, and the rats and all of that, man. See, you're gonna be meat for the rats, man. All right? Right? Compute that thought. Right? You're gonna be you proud Edomites, man. You're gonna be meat for the rats, man. Right? You got the rats. You're gonna actually be meat for the rats, man. You're gonna be the rats going. I mean, I don't know if rats eat meat, but that's a different story. You're gonna be meat for the beasts of the earth, in other words, man. Them scavenger creatures are gonna come up and eat that, man. Right? They're gonna be munching on you, man. Right? That's a hell of a thought to think. You went from thinking that you were here to being less than the ground itself, man. All right. It says, thus saith the Lord, enter not into the house of mourning, neither lament nor bemoan them. Right, for I have taken away my peace from this people. Now this is talking about Jake, man. Right, this is talking about the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. The Most High had it to where, man, he was merciful for a time, and really this is the Most High showing mercy. See, people get offended, but when the word comes out and dudes get cursed out and say, oh, you don't show love for these people, you don't show love for your people, man. We show you love every day when we come out and tell you to get right, man. That's the true love right there, man. Right. Does not the scripture say, reprove, rebuke with all long suffering, man? That's the instructions you were taught. Right? When you go into the scriptures, man, when you define what love is in according to the scriptures, love ain't no emotion, man. Love is action, is an action, man. It says, and this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandments you've heard from the start. What's one of those commandments? That you push this word, you curse these people, you reprove, rebuke, right? We're all long suffering, man. Right? That's what the scripture says, man. I don't know if I'm quoting it a word for word correctly, but I know I'm there around thereabouts, man. That particular precept. Okay? Right? So that's how you show these people love, man. But if they don't get right, if they don't get right, see, they had smooth words all their life. What you really think they're gonna really think that small smooth words is gonna get them right, man? Alright? They ain't gonna get them right, man. They need a harsh awakening to reality. What's one of those realities? The man, right, it says is their friend, namely Esau, right, is a man with a forked tongue, man. Right, and when you read our history, right, our documentaries, right, prescribed within the scriptures, right, it's documented that we're not supposed to be at allegiance with this man. Why? Because he's been ever known, right, for flipping the scriptures, man. He's been known, right, to be untrustworthy. Right, but you still got people that think you can make allegiance with this man, and guess what? They're gonna die because they trust in the enemy. All right, and more fool them, man. Right, and that's what the scripture says when you go into. I quoted it earlier, man, in the book of 2nd Ezra. Worry no more for the multitude that's gonna perish, man. We ain't supposed to be worried for the multitude that's gonna perish, man, because they're fully worthy of that death, man. The Most High has justified that death that he's going to bring upon them, man. Okay? Alright, now this is back in the book of Jeremiah, the 16th chapter, and the 6th verse. It says, both great and small shall die, right, in this land. They shall not be buried, neither shall men lament for them, right, nor cut themselves, nor make boldness for them, right, neither shall men tear themselves, right, for them.